Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I will be upcycling some of my mom's old dresses that she gave me and just turning it into something completely new. So I hope you enjoy. Okay, so to start off with everything I use, it's literally not a lot. I have like this small like sewing kit. It has like pins and a bunch of thread. It has a measuring tape and then a bunch of needles. It also has buttons. I want to say I got this from like Michael's. It was probably like $5. I also have my pencil pouch, and this is just like to mark the clothing just so I know what I'm doing. And that's literally it. These are the two things that I use. There's also scissors in here, and I used to use like any type of scissors, but I found out like the more and more that I did this, that cutting with fabric scissors are like, I would highly recommend that if you do have any, because you just get such a cleaner like finish than what you would get from any other scissors. Okay, I'm doing the easiest first, and that's this one. It has this at the bottom, but it's really long and also really loose, so I'm just gonna cut the bottom and then like scrunch it at the bottom so it's not as loose and it's not as long on me. Okay, so here's what it looks like on me. It has like a very big U-neck, and it's also like super long and really loose. So I'm just going to make it fit me good and then shorten it. Before you try anything, especially cutting, you want to make sure that you know like exactly where to cut. Like, just make sure you try it on. So I decided to cut mine like right beneath this zigzag mark, but there's like little floral things right there, so I think I'm just gonna cut right under that. Okay, so here's what it looks like after I cut it. Now I'm just gonna make it tighter. So I'm just gonna be taking out like where the hip is, just the curvy part. We're just gonna be making it straight down and basically sewing that, and then the same for this side. And I'm just gonna measure it and then pin where I need to cut it off and then sew it. Okay, so I got to the end. So what I'm gonna do is when I get to the actual seaming of the dress, I'm just going to put a lot of thread there and secure it really good, because technically I am like cutting off the actual seam. So just in case of any if anything happens, like when it goes in the washer or dryer, I can prevent that by just looping over it just like a couple of times like that, and then it will be fine and secured. Okay, and then once you have that, since I have this done, I'm just going to tie this around the thread so I can knot it at the bottom. You want to make sure you get closest to the bottom as you can so you don't have like extra thread leaving out. And then with my scissors, I'm going to cut right along here, leaving just a little bit of fabric. And then that's it. Once I put it on, it won't actually have such like a sharp edge like it does laying down. So I'm gonna do the other side, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so here's the final look of the dress. I did make it off the shoulder because I wasn't really a big fan of the U-neck. So all I had to do was just pull down the shoulders, and since it's really wide, I was able to do that. And I made it shorter and it fits me a lot better, so that turned out good. With this extra piece of cloth, I'm just probably going to be making a headband out of it with this pattern. So I'm gonna cut along the seam. kind of want it to be one of those long headbands that have like the extra fabric hanging and the ones that you can just tie. And this is actually pretty stretchy fabric, so I will probably cut this whole thing, basically half of it. So after cutting, I'm left with like this much. So I'm just going to fold that in half. And then I did put it on my head to see like how much I want to have like left, and it was around like right here. So I'm just going to sew that and then I will be done. Okay, this is what the headband looks like. And then there's the bottom. That's all I had to do for that. With the extra leftover fabric that I had, I just decided to put it on my purse so that while I'm wearing the dress, or if I'm wearing an outfit that matches with that piece, I can just put it on my purse for an extra accessory. Okay, so for this dress, I'll be doing 2 separate pieces of clothing. I'm gonna make a shirt out of the top of this, and then we'll see how much fabric I have left over to make a skirt, if I have any more left. And this one's a little bit more hard because there's a zipper in the back, so the shirt's just gonna turn out to be longer than I intended it to be, but that's fine. I'm also kind of using this shirt that I already have as like a template to make it, because I want the shirt to come out like this. I'm gonna have the top like that, just keep it the same, but I want to do the bottom as like this fringy piece like this, and then the back will come short like that. So we'll see how it goes. So what I'm doing is laying the shirt on top of it. I lined up the top of the dress and the shirt together, and then the zipper seems to end like right here, so that's actually perfect. And then there's also pockets on this dress, but I'm just gonna cut it and see how it turns out. But if I need to take out the pockets, then I will. And I'm just gonna mark up the dress, cut it, and then I'll go from there. I put the markings right above these stars, and then I'm just gonna cut along the top of it. So this is the dress after cutting it. I'm gonna decide to keep on the pockets because I can easily just sew this bottom piece back on, and then I'll have a pocket again. Then I'm probably going to clean up the ends of this because some of the like thread is coming out, and then I will probably cut out the bottom piece in this because this is just from the dress, so that you had like something under it, but I don't think I'll need that because this is just going to be a shirt. Now I'm just pinning it, and what I did was basically like fold a little bit of the fabric inside of the shirt, and I basically just sewed it. So here's what the dress looked like before. It's just not something I would wear, so I just decided to do what I had to do. It was really long and just not really my style. Although it was cute, it's just not something I would wear. And here's the final look of the dress. It came out really good and it fits really cute. And for this, I would just wear jeans and then my white Birkenstocks. And I really liked how it turned out. It has such a cute neckline, and I just love the color on my skin tone, so it came out pretty good. And I kept the pockets on, so that was easy. So here's the last dress. It has a really cute like snakeskin black and white print, and also has like those braided straps, which I really like to mess around with. And also the back is super cute, it has a little tie, and it's also silk, so there's a bunch of stuff that I could do with this. So I was expecting to make this into like a two-piece, a tube top and like a skirt, but that's just not what I did. But there was an elastic band, as you can see, and it was very wide, so I could have done a lot with this, but it was just kind of difficult because it was silk material, so it wasn't that easy. So first I cut it right above the elastic, and then I flipped it inside out. This is just me like cleaning up the edges because working with silk is actually so much harder than I expected it to be. After that, I decided to cut the back string that you use to tie and then cut off one of the sleeves to make it into a one sleeve top. Okay, so this is what it looks like after I cut off this strap, and I decided that I'm going to keep it as a one strap piece. So since this is a little bit too big for me, you just have to like grab it like this and then pin it. Okay, after you're done pinning it, you just want to take it off and then turn it inside out, and then you just want to cut along wherever your pins were. You make sure that you want to leave like extra space so that when you sew it and then flip it inside out, it's gonna be like fitted right to your exact way that you want it to be. So now I'm just gonna sew along this and then we should be done. And when you're sewing silk, you just want to make sure you go over it a lot because the thread can easily come out in like the washer or dryer. So I just went over it a couple of times to make it super secure. So now that I'm done sewing, I'm just gonna cut off the. So after done cutting that off, I'm just gonna flip it inside out, and this is what it looks like. But I think that I might cut out the inside, or at least like shorten it so that it's not really you can't really see it. Okay, so I have a bunch of extra fabric from the bottom half, and I tried to make a skirt, like tried to figure out how I would be able to do it, but it just didn't work out. So I'm just going to make a headband and a scrunchie out of the rest of this. Cool. So the first thing I'm gonna do is cut out this under piece that we have. Using this fabric that I cut from for the headband, I'm gonna take around like this much fabric for the scrunchie. It's like almost the size of my forearm. You're going to fold it right in half, and then you're going to sew these. You're going to sew this. And then I'm just gonna like straighten out the thread through it. Oops, there we go. And then to turn it right side in, you're going to grab a paper clip and hook it on to one of the sides of the like circular thing you have, and then you're going to clip it like that and drag it down the hole of what you just sewed, and then you just have to push it down. To come out. And there you go. That's when it gives you this circular look. Okay, so with your elastic band, you want to measure it around your wrist to see how big you're going to need it. And then you're just going to obviously cut it. Then you're going to take your paper clip again and put it on the elastic piece. You have to kind of like follow it with your. And then you're going to want to sew your two elastic pieces together. So what I did, I'm going to hold these two pieces together and then just basically sew them. And then there's the final look of that last dress. It came out super cute, and it matches with the scrunchie and everything, which I thought that was really cute. And it came out super short, so if I were to wear this out, definitely with like a jacket or something, and also with these white pants that I got from H&M. They're super cute and stretchy. And then these platform Steve Maddens that I got, they're black and I can wear them with everything. Like, I literally love them, and plus they make me taller than what I actually am, so I would definitely wear those with that shirt.